the mic? And the camera? Alright. Hey everyone, it's Walker at Full Spectrum Laser, and welcome to the 1 hour build. Now, as you can see, there's no Ruben. He called out sick along with almost everybody else except for Charles and I. So, I'm doing this solo. There's, I can't log on Facebook, Charles can't log on Facebook, so apologies that we can't answer questions. Join us Wednesday. Ask your questions there for the laser talk, and yeah, have those questions ready. If you didn't join us on Laser Talk this Wednesday, Ruben and I went over how to do something like this. Painted rasters. There's a gentleman on the internet that's pretty famous for doing them. I continue to forget his name, and I apologize. But let's get back to the 1 hour build. So today we are building the brain maze. Now this is a maze. You put a little ball bearing in there and you go through the brain. You go through the sections of the brain. This is actually one of my earlier projects. I kind of revamped and made it a little more educational and useful if you have kids and you want to teach them about the parts of the brain or something of that sort. So yeah, I don't want to cut this whole project out. It probably takes about an hour to do. So we're not going to cut it. We're going to do an engraving on the piece of acrylic, and I'm going to show you how to use your muse and your camera feature to get the most out of your material. That's what's really cool about the camera, is that you can adjust your files to a certain material and then make it work from there. So if we go into my software, we will show you how we do it. So here's the file. This was just simply drag and dropped off the internet. That's just a blank page. Well, I did get it from Google anyways. So this was just drag and dropped, and as you can see, it's too big for the piece of material that we have, so we can simply scale this. And this isn't a nice square piece of material, so it's got some weird shape. What we can do is just adjust that file and make it fit on your material to get the most out of your material. Now this is different. This would be a lot more difficult if you didn't have the camera feature. You would have to run your perimeter. Your perimeter is still going to be square and perpendicular with the machine. I mean parallel with the machine. So something like this is very difficult to do without the camera. So it's benefit of the camera. It's my favorite feature of the camera. So as you can see, we don't want to raster this whole thing. The file itself had a black background with white font. We don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is go over here and invert the colors. So we just engrave the text itself. Yeah, so it's just a quote. I'm going to do a quote of the week since I'm not cutting out the project actually. And set my settings. I know with the Muse, 40 watt, about 30 power, 100 speed, 250 DPI is pretty good for an engraving. So, oops. We'll go ahead and hit play on that. And in seconds, it's going to start engraving. Alright, looks pretty good so far. Let's just watch that for a sec in amazement. Now, I don't know how many people are on Facebook watching us right now, but apologize we are a couple of minutes late, and thank you for joining us. Sorry I can't see your questions or your comments, but thank you. I want to give a quick shout out to people on YouTube that have been watching. Aria and what was it? Russ, thank you for watching. We will be here every week. As long as I'm not sick, or everybody's sick. I mean, Ruben could be doing this by himself, but we will see. So as you can see, the engraving's pretty quick. That's at 250 DPI, 30 power, and 100 speed. And we just put it on this arbitrary piece of acrylic that is one of our negatives from, I believe this was our Christmas stocking cut. So we just keep all of our scraps that are like 4 by 4 inches in a little box, so we can do little projects, or utilize a little piece. Sometimes a project only needs a little bit, so we keep those in a little box with the scraps. Yeah, we just watch that till it's done. Ooh, lasers. So I guess we could talk about the, what is it? The contest. So we have a pro contest going on. It's a pro 12 by 20. If you're looking to get a pro and you want to start small, this is perfect. It fits right through a door. It's 20 by 12 work area, 8.5 inch Z table, which is going to differentiate it from the actual hobby lasers. Solid machine. It's going to have a 90 watt tube in it. Going to last a lot longer than a hobby machine. And what else? It's $1,000 off. So why not start your pro there? I keep bumping the mic. Yeah, get a pro machine if you're looking for it, or you're looking to get another pro machine. That is a good contest. I mean, what is it? What is the word, Charles? Sale. There we go. I'm thinking about the contest. Again, the contest, we have a weekly contest if you're unaware. Upload your laser project. We have different kind of situations for winning. You win up, huh?
Instagram.
This one's Instagram. Thank you, Charles. Post something on Instagram, tag us in it, and you will win a lens or $250 off a future purchase. And that could be any project. It could be a project that you got from us that I designed. You just cut it out real quick and then take a picture with your phone. Doesn't have to be a great picture, and yeah, you could win a free lens. I would get a 5-inch lens just for playing around, or a 1.5-inch lens that's going to give you a higher detail engraving. So if you do a lot of engraving, maybe you want to check that one out. So that's done. Maybe we can grab the camera and zoom in at the quality of that engraving. Wow. Looks amazing. Wouldn't you say, Charles?
Looks great, man.
Thanks, man. So, let's get to building the project. The reason I'm here, because I live for the projects. Now again, if you guys want to see a project, like say you have an idea, you can't really come up with it, or you don't have time, that's where I come in. Just tell me what you want, give me all the little details, and I'll do it for you. That will be the weekly project. And then you'll get the file and just be able to cut it out without any work. So again, the head maze. So this is a very straightforward, simple project. I say that loosely because there is a difficult part. It's two stars out of 3 when it comes to difficulty, and that's just because of the glue job. You have to glue it. I didn't think gluing was difficult until I started working with Ruben, but this was even difficult for me to glue, which is saying a lot. I mean, not to be pompous on my gluing abilities, but so you're gonna get this flat piece right here. This is just a simple cotton raster. It's a large raster, about I want to say 30 minutes long, and then you're gonna get these pieces, which you could cut it out of the same kind of acrylic, but I thought the pink by Romark, this is the Romark Pink Flamingo acrylic. I thought that would be really cool as a brain. I know it's gray matter, but you know, pink works. So it's gonna come in a couple of different pieces, and I didn't want to show my agony like gluing this in. It was difficult, and it just, you don't want to watch me glue for 20 minutes and curse and all that. Maybe some people do, but there's other YouTube shows for that. So glue this guy on top of the back piece. It's very simple. And then there is a spacer. This spacer is where the ball bearing is going to be able to, you know, live inside the brain. When I first made this, I grabbed like 20 ball bearings and just threw them in the maze. I thought it would be cool to show like brain activity or something as you're playing the maze, but it made the maze impossible. it was really impossible. So this guy just sits on top. Now this doesn't need to be acrylic, it can be wood. It doesn't have to be a certain thickness, it could be a 1/4 inch, and then you could put a larger ball bearing. That would be cool. And now there's the top piece. So I added the labels for the brain in the acrylic. I know it's hard to see, but you know, there's the frontal lobe, of course, and then the cerebrum, and let's pretend like I know this, the temporal lobe, and that's going to go on top. But right before that goes on top, we're going to add our ball bearing. It's really small. Let's see if I have calipers. I'll grab the calipers. Calipers are very useful if you need specific measurements. I suggest getting some. Harbor Freight, it's like $1. It's like nothing. So that, I work in millimeters on small things, so that's about 2.4 millimeters. You can get a whole bag of those with a bazillion in there for like $1 on Amazon. So what we're gonna do is just put our spacer, drop the ball bearing in the start position, and then place our top panel, the cerebral cortex. And then we're going to add hardware. So hardware, look, it's a screw. It's just this. So this is a 3mm screw. You can adjust that if you want to. We just have these lying around, so I use these a lot. I think they have a cool like industrial head on them with the hex top, so I use them. And there's going to be 3 positions where these guys go. And there we go. They're in place. The ball bearing's in place. You probably can't see it, but it's in there. And then we'll flip it around and we'll add the nuts to the bolts. What's cool, you could get shorter bolts, and you know, make it nice and slick, but I like the long ones like this because you can set it on a table and it actually sits above the table. Gives it a cool look. If you hang it on a wall, it's like floating from the wall, and it could just be a really awesome coaster, huge table coaster, or like a brain Lazy Susan. Put this on some ball bearings and make a Lazy Susan or lazy brain head. I don't know. I have no one to talk to today, so I'm just saying whatever I want. It's kind of nice. If it doesn't open, it's not your door. That's going to be the quote of the day. So now that those are nice and tight, I'm going to flip this guy around, and it just sits on top of the table very nicely. I like it. I dig it. Feel free to make it, take a picture. Any questions you guys have, put in the comment section in YouTube, Facebook. Anything you guys want from us, just let us know. This is an open format. We're not opposed to your opinions, your ideas on, you know, what you want to see from us. If you want me to just show you the laser going for an hour and that's the hour build, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If you want specific projects, let me know. And join us Wednesday. By that time I might have finished this maze and actually figured it out. And yeah, until next time, keep making.